Yo, what's going on, everybody? The Fashion Bozo here, back at it again with another video. Yes, I'm wearing the same outfit as the previous video because it's the same day. What do you want me to do, right? Today's video, I want to talk about how Stockx and GOAT really came to be. Like, why did these companies like emerge? So I'm 24 years old, born in 1999. And I went to high school in 2014. Now, at that time, there was, Facebook was high. Facebook was the shit, right? And I live in New York City, and there was a page called Buying and Selling Kicks NYC, Buying and Selling Kicks Brooklyn, different variations of that, right? Buying and Selling Kicks Atlanta, New Jersey, California, LA, right? Miami, whatever the case may be, Buying and Selling Kicks. And the funniest thing about this is, especially in the New York scene, everybody met up at Times Square 42nd Street Champs, right? It's just the sneaker store similar to a Foot Locker, right? But nobody went there to buy kicks. It was just a place to meet up because it was the center. Whether you were coming from Queens, from Brooklyn, from the Bronx, from Staten Island, New Jersey, Connecticut, right? It was the center. And wild stuff would happen, right? Like, people would get robbed. Like, literally, I'll go on Facebook and I'll hop on and they'll be like, oh, roast this dude. Back then it was like, oh, flame this dude. He robbed me, right? And then people would just like go in this, whoever got robbed profile, and just roast them. Right? It was pretty vicious. And what's the craziest thing about it is, and back then, sneaker culture wasn't the way it was today. Like, a pair of sneakers worth $300 was craziness back then. Madness, fam. So, I remember my boy, he went to sell a pair of white cement 3s. And, he brought along some muscle. I don't know how much muscle we had. We were like 3 scrawny 15-year-olds. But we took the train to Manhattan, and the guy came along, but usually sometimes they bring some muscle too. So before you know it, you have 3 to 4 people on one side, the buyer, 3 to 4 people on the seller side. You have 8 people to conduct one exchange. And most oftentimes, like, you have to feed your muscle, right? Like, you tell your boys to pull up as security or back up in case shit happens, blah, blah, blah. You got to buy them McDonald's. You better buy them a drink at Starbucks, right? It's just common courtesy. They took the train all the way here to make sure nothing happened when you bought those sneakers. So that's why really Stockx, GOAT came about, because Stockx, I believe, is about 10 to 12% commission. So say you're selling, on average, I think a pair of sneakers goes for about like $300, right? So what's 10% of $300? $30. You have to factor in cost of transportation. So, right, like back then was like probably like $5 for to go there and back. So for 4 people, that's $20 already. And then on their end, that's another $20. The McDonald's, the Starbucks, it starts to add up. And, as you get older, there's no way you're going to hit up your boy to go meet up over there. And there's also the threat of, there's no trust, right? What if those sneakers that they're selling them is fake? Also the threat of safety, violence, right? So what really these companies like Stockx, GOAT, what are they really, like eBay, what are they really selling? They're selling really peace of mind and trust. That's about it. Because if everybody were to stick by the word, be trustworthy, do good business, you wouldn't need these middlemen to make sure that both parties acted properly, right? So that's how it was back then, though. Like, I think it was more of a pure time, more fun. Now that, like, people kind of trade shoes like stocks, like, I don't mind, get your money. The feeling, it just don't hit the same, if you get me. But yeah, a little history lesson for you guys. I'm the Fashion Bozo. Holla at me. Peace.